What's happening, YouTube? Take two over here. If you're new here, this guy right here, my name is Mike. This channel right here is Health and Wealth. Thanks for joining me today. The channel talks a lot about high yield distribution paying ETFs out there. Predominantly YieldMax is what I'm currently invested in and what I mostly talk about. So if you are a like-minded person that wants to talk about that stuff as well, hit that subscribe button and join me in on the conversation. Today's video is about how MSTY is taking off in multiple countries. And we're going to discuss MSTY's performance. We're going to discuss MSTR's performance. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. And we're going to talk about the new MSTY in town. And you don't want to miss it, all right? So let's bring this down here. Today, MSTY itself is up 1% so far. Now, this is just midway through the day. But MSTR itself is down. Just a very small fraction. Actually, there it goes. It went back up. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. So MSTR MicroStrategy is predominantly positioned in the Bitcoin world. Michael Saylor, very excited about the recent inauguration of your U.S. president because the U.S. president seems to be very focused on Bitcoin being a positive in the world. And so for anybody that's invested in Bitcoin specifically or crypto coin, you're probably a fairly happy camper today. Let's go back to MSTY here a little bit. Now, this has been a pretty incredible little run of money. You can see here back on January 15th, so 6 days ago, it was at $31.17. It paid out a massive distribution of $2.27. Not so massive. Compared to other stocks and ETFs out there, it's massive. And so they do that every month. They've been doing that every month since it's come out. Will that happen every month going forward? Maybe not, right? So we never think about past performance equaling future distributions, but so far it's been very, very good for us, hasn't it? So it's already almost back up to what it was whenever the distribution came out. So it's only $1, less than $1, 97 cents off its distribution here in only 5 days, 5 total days, not even business days. So that's been what, like 2 business days since the payment came out. Pretty incredible stuff that it's already come up that much. Now we can thank Bitcoin for this. Bitcoin has had a really good run over the last 5 days here, up 6% in the last 5 days. That's pretty impressive stuff. Yeah, it's been good. So let's take a look at some of the numbers from MSTY in my portfolio. I'd love for you to share yours too. What are your future thoughts on this? So I've had MSTY now for 8 months. I started off with a very small position. Now I have just a small position. So not very small, but just small, if that makes sense. So we are at $4,325. That's my total investment in MSTY so far. Now this is climbing. It will be going up here. My total dividends received so far are $1,812, and that is in that 8-month period. So it's a 41% return on capital so far, and that's only in 8 months. So think about 10 years ago, getting 41% back return was unheard of in 1 year, let alone 8 months. So I've been very happy with that. Right now, I do have 134 shares of it. My average price is just slightly lower than $30. I haven't updated that. And the current price, I haven't updated that either. We just saw it was above $30 there. Pretty impressive stuff. So I also have a closed profit of 800. That was a covered call gone bad. And, but I mean, I did make on $800 for that. Now, I just wanted to share this with you and then quickly go into something else. But these are the payments that it's put out since April, a total of $29.77. Now, it actually has been 10 months since the fund itself started paying. Its average payment, if you do all of those divided by 10, is $2.97. So you can't be too upset about that, right? So been very, very good. Now, I'm from Canada. Us in Canada wanted a Canadian option for MSTY. The reason why is every single time I get a payment from MSTY, I have to pay a 15% withholding tax in my tax-free savings account. So it would be nice to not pay 15%. And so I'm pretty happy that a company called Harvest has come out with a MSTY option. The symbol is going to be MSTY.TO, and that goes for the Toronto Stock Exchange. Now, let's take a look at MSTY's page here on Harvest website. I want to read that to you. The Harvest MicroStrategy High Income Share ETF invests all its assets in shares of MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy provides business intelligence, mobile software, and cloud-based services. The company's securities have developed into a Bitcoin proxy due to its substantial holdings in the world's premium digital currency. I want to share that with you really quick here. Here's every single purchase that Michael Saylor has made at MicroStrategy. It's just insane. He just keeps buying and buying and buying. So we'll go back to that website. Let's talk about the fund focus. The Harvest MicroStrategy High Income Shares ETF provides access to the growth potential of MicroStrategy. So not only are they looking to harvest premiums, they're also looking at the growth of MicroStrategy here too. It's a different strategy than YieldMax. It overlays an active covered call writing strategy on up to 50% of the position to generate high income every month. Units of the ETF are available in Canadian money. So this is huge for us in Canada. The advantages: US stock plus high monthly income, Canadian trust unit. It's tax efficient. I like that. Lower purchase price in Bitcoin proxy with high monthly income in Canadian. So for me, I've got 143 shares of MSTY. If I took that out and put it into MSTY.TO, I would then, the share price of MSTY.TO is quite a bit lower. We're $13.97. So I can get way more shares, probably about 444 shares of it. Now, is that a good decision? I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be keeping my money in MSTY. And I want to tell you why in just a second here. Let's go through the ticker. So it's MSTY.TO. They have set a current distribution for February 28th at their goal is 40 cents, at a minimum 40 cents. I did watch an interview with somebody representing Harvest, and they did mention 40 cents, but they also see it going a heck of a lot higher depending on the volatility of MicroStrategy. Its anticipated minimum monthly distribution is 24 cents. And then this has changed quite a bit. One number I noticed has definitely increased in the last 24 hours is their AUM. This is how much money people have invested in MSTY.TO. And it's at $4.48 million. That's something to keep an eye on as the popularity of this grows, and also the more people see it out there in Canada. For all of us that are not in Canada, if you didn't know, a lot of Canadian investors are in YieldMax and have been looking for that Canadian option, and so this could be it. Now, a couple things here. Management fee is 0.40, and that's quite a bit lower than YieldMax's 0.99%. So that's nice that the management fee is quite a bit lower. I do like the distribution is variable, so they're not, and it's monthly. They're not going to be doing this as a set rate every single month. It depends on their performance. Distribution, they're going to be paying out in cash. You can also drip this if you wanted to. And I really, really want to overemphasize the last point I want to talk about from this little column here. The risk rating is high. With ETF high income investing, you do stand the chance of significant share loss, share price loss, depending on the underlying stock of MicroStrategy, on the Bitcoin price fluctuation. So when you're investing in this, understand that it is a high risk. It's not low risk. In order to get 40 cents per share, you have to have high risk. And so if it's not in your risk tolerance level, meaning like if you're okay with investing $10,000 and losing it, then this could be for you. But if that kind of weakens your stomach, which it probably should, probably not the best investment for you. But for me, what I plan on doing is I'm going to be taking my distribution from MSTY, which is coming out in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, I guess. And I'm going to go ahead and put it right into MSTY.to and start to build that position. Yesterday, I guess yesterday I got paid for the previous MSTY distribution. And what I had done is taken the cash from my bank account on X dividend date, and I bought that equivalent amount of shares for MSTY. So yesterday I got paid. I took that cash and I put it back into my bank account. I actually had enough money for 1 share of MSTY.to. No big deal here, people, but I'm what you call very important. Totally joking, obviously, but yeah, you got to start somewhere. I'm really happy. Harvest does have a good track record of investments as well. They've come out with some other options here as well. Tesla, Coney, PLTE, which is pretty good. So they were not able to get the leveraged version of MSTY yet, but that is something they're definitely working on. And when you think about leveraged versions, that generally, if the underlying is doing well, that generally pops off the premiums and makes those premiums go way up. So for me, I'm in it to win it. I want to go ahead and get a lot of shares of MSTY.to. What I'm very excited about is I don't have to pay off. I don't have to pay any 15% tax anymore because it will be in my tax-free savings account. I get paid in Canadian. There's no conversion rate. It's nice. Okay, but I just want to make sure everybody understands that it's probably not going to be quite as lucrative as MSTY, the US version. So that's why I'm keeping my shares in MSTY, as well as MSTY.to to kind of double dip there. And we'll see how it works out. Now, I've noticed in a lot of online forums, a lot of people are saying, I'm keeping it in MSTY because it's worth paying the tax. And right now, I agree with you on that for sure. The MSTY premiums have been so juicy that paying that 15% tax on your tax-free savings account is no big deal. And as of right now, MSTY is definitely going to be, has been paying more than what we're looking at here with 40 cents. So yeah, I totally agree with that. I am going to kind of dip my toe into MSTY.to though, just to test those waters and go from there. So I'll continue my MSTY coverage just like I normally do because there's no changes. MSTY.to, I want Mr. MicroStrategy Bitcoin to do very well in order to get me those juicy premiums, right? I'm also invested in Bitcoin, and I'm kind of a new investor in Bitcoin. Talk about yourself and your Bitcoin purchases. For me, I buy $100 every 2 weeks on payday. And so far it's worked out. I'm only up a little bit here. Nothing too crazy or big or small or anything like that. But it's a long game. If the predictors are correct, in 10 years, that thing could be over $1 million per coin. And at that point, 10 years from now, if I'm investing, $100 every 2 weeks, I should have at least half a coin. Let's hope. I haven't done the math on that, but probably not even close, I guess. But anyways, I thought that this would be a fun video for you guys to watch. If you're in Canada, let me know in the chat, in the comments down below, what you think about MSTY.to. Are you going to be in, out? Are you sticking with your MSTY, the US version? You know what I'm up to over here. And I will definitely kind of share that journey as we go along. So if you enjoy content like this, and you want to be part of the health and wealth team over here, hit the join button, the membership button, so that we can do some live streams together. But most importantly, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. My name is Mike. This channel is Health and Wealth. I hope you have the best night. Bye for now.